Hey everybody, happy coming 4th of July. I'm Thomas Walk. I am a Army veteran and an artist and an author. Uh, Specifically, I do spoken word poetry, and I talk a lot about post-traumatic stress disorder and suicide awareness. And I wanted to get on and share, because this is a really hard time for me. Especially, the 3rd of July marks the anniversary of a friend's suicide. And, you know, the closer it gets, the more the memory looms right there, where you can't really ignore it. And, anniversaries are always hard. The 4th always comes with a little bit of stress. The fireworks, they could definitely be, I cannot think of the word I'm looking for right now. They can be very disruptive to life. Sometimes I do all right. Sometimes I don't. And I got my boys here with me, so I'm going to try to get out and check out some cool things going on here in Battle Creek, Michigan. Big air show and fireworks and stuff. And I'm going to try to get out and go be part of that this year instead of sitting in the house dreading it. So wish me luck. Mostly I wanted to reach out and just share that if you're stressing right now for the same reasons, for different reasons maybe, just know that you're not alone. There's plenty of people struggling. It's just a matter how we choose to get through it, I think, And I wanted to share a new piece with you. This is called God's Embrace, and I hope that you enjoy it. I asked God to take away my bad habit. He told me I needed to let it go on my own. I asked God to take away my suffering. He told me I needed it to know my purpose. I asked God why it was I always had to lose. He said to me, it's solely upon the way you decided to choose. I said, I think it's unfair, God, this hand I was dealt. You could have easily changed it and set me up with something else. He said, son, I've watched you grow from a boy into a man. Somehow you figured out just how to do as little as you can. As time goes by, I see you wondering why, but this was always part of my plan. I said, you know I'm built for logic if you're the one who defined me. So exactly how do I accept that you just let me be? I called to you in the darkness when I needed you to be my light, and you left me alone when I needed you most, and something about that just isn't right. He said, I know you felt alone, but there were times that I carried you. If it weren't so dark where you chose to hide, then you would have noticed it too. I know you needed someone to blame, and that is what fathers do, but there was never a time I left you alone. I never abandoned you. I broke down in tears, confronted by the reality of my situation. How could I ignore my bouts into damn near every temptation? I said, I swam against the current for as long as I possibly could. And now you're telling me that it was you that built in this need to do good? This irrelevant switch that makes me itch like an addict in need of a fix? This innate desire to set another on fire so I can watch our two souls mix? All this crazy shit that I've been through, and now you're telling me that that was you? He responded in the way I would if my child didn't understand. His eyes welled up with tears, and he gently reached out his hand. He pulled me close and we embraced. In that moment, I felt all of the love that I had chased. In that moment, something changed. My perspective was flipped and rearranged. No longer did I feel the hollow feeling that I had learned to follow. In some way, I had been reborn into something stronger than before. I'm both the same and somehow different. And in an instant, I finally realized it. When I opened my eyes, God was no longer there. But neither were my anger, my hate, or my despair. For a moment, I pondered if I had held that conversation. But the enlightenment that I felt was one hell of a revelation. It's not my place to preach to you whether or not God is real. Maybe I was just talking to myself, but I do know that I'm starting to heal. You know, I think that sometimes the worst things that we do to ourselves is prepare ourselves for what's already happened instead of what's about to happen. You know, the closer the third and the fourth get, the more my mental illness is compounded with anxiety, nervousness, stress, and it's all because this happened before. It's going to happen again. But what if we are the engineers of that fate? And what if, you know, we have the perfect power to change that? That's why I'm trying to get out this week and change things up a little bit. See if we could do things a little bit different, you know, and start to recognize that, you know, all these things we have to say, all these hardships that we faced, we got this far, you know? So why can't we just continue? I love you guys. And remember, our possibilities are infinite. Peace. Thanks.